Let's Talk Nutrition or on Twitter at LTN Radio. It's time for some inspiration. Tune in to get fit and healthy. It's time to talk about nutrition. Nutrition for your body, your mind, your spirit. It's time to talk about proper exercise, stress relief, eating well, and supplementation to help. Get ready to take charge of your health because your health is your wealth and the wealth of those who care about and love you. It's time for Let's Talk Nutrition with Dr. Michael Garko. Welcome to the show.
And welcome to Let's Talk Nutrition 2020. Thanks for being in across the United States and around the world. Our guest last week, one guest we had called in from Durban, South Africa, and what a nice guy. Known him for years. Great product. You'll find all these shows archived. Dr. Ingram is our guest today. Another great guest. Dr. Ingram is especially important these days because of his point of view about how to protect yourself with these botanicals that he is so expert in. And one course have botanical medicine. Professor was, of course, expert in that area too. And I've known a number of herbalists over the years. But I can tell you, Dr. Ingram holds his own, many of them. He knows his stuff. You know, it's one, you know, if I didn't have that background and training in botanical medicine, there'd be no way for me to really evaluate his value, so to speak. But, and I can compare and contrast, and I do that between and among experts and guests and whomever. And he's always on the money. I have never yet found an instance when he had his chemistry wrong or how these botanicals behave, what they do. It's just remarkable. And that's the kind of guest you want. It gives me one less thing to worry about. So Dr. Ingram will be on now, and second hour is going to be open. I'm going to tell you about a very complicated case that I'm working on with a client. This young woman, I mean, I've had complicated. This is really something. I would say 95%, 92% of her health issues are diet and lifestyle related, with diet being the majority of it. Just amazing. It's all fixable. Been to one doctor after another, and they want to just treat with prescription drugs because they don't know about these other functional medicine therapies. So I'll tell you a little bit about that and how I go about that. That might provide some insight for a conversation. And the aforementioned Dr. Cass Ingram, he's been in this business for decades and has seen it all and contributed to a lot of it. Dr. Ingram, welcome back to Let's Talk Nutrition.
Yeah, hello. How you doing? How you doing, my friend? Lots going on in terms of mental gymnastics. It seems right now in the world. The entire globe, 25,000 miles, going in the wrong direction, spinning opposite of the Coriolis effect. So it's as if some force is just taking a top that you spin on the ground. You know, those things used to wind up when you were a kid, and somehow it's going the wrong way. Everything's the wrong way. But this has to.
What do you think? What do you think about that, Dr. Ingram? Everything's the wrong way. Is it the confluence of different factors? How do you analyze or diagnose it? What do you think the treatment is?
Yeah, I mean, the causative factor is the reliance on chemical medicine, vaccination as the only thing, and the indoctrination of the public to see your doctor, tell them. And we don't deny that see your doctor. The concept of not being able to know anything of what you could, like the woman with the diet, what you could do for your own personal development. Just exactly what you're talking about. How you can facilitate your own health and maintain a resilience against Remedies, how how you could become a student of natural medicine or botanical medicine, and so you would know, just like the village. See, it's gone in the wrong direction. If you go to the Mediterranean, you go to all the villages, and each village knows its folk medicine. There's no doctor there. There's no hospital, nothing, right? Primitive people living in the mountains. What are they going to do? So they've developed a working knowledge without books of the botanical
Amazing.
medicines in their environment. That's why we've gone the wrong way. We, we could have had a society, even in America, where people could go harvest something, and as soon as the pandemic hits, they say, "Oh yeah, let's do the mustard plaster." you know, I mean, it could even be something in the house. They don't have to go in the woods.
Do you think that?
Let's
So I hear you saying that we've sort of moved away from first principles. Is that what I'm hearing?
Yes, we have the first principles of the human race, which is to rely on the God-given medicines that have been produced in everybody's environment for the sake of the human race. Instead, we've been bamboozled into financial consideration. We have to consider the financial stock market price of AstraZeneca, Eli Lilly, Merck. They're the they're that's all we should consider. The doctors who've invested their stocks, the Faucis of the world, they're the only ones to consider. You can't consider what God has made for us. No, no, you can't. You have to see your doctor first. Now that
Mm.
doesn't make any sense. If all these village communities don't see their doctor first, they go to the bush first, they go to the mountains first, they go to the hills and the valleys first. Why can't we do that here? We have it in the United States. We have a book. We have 95% literacy, I think. Can't we figure this out? Look, everybody I talk to is in stress because they're losing their money, their business, their home, whatever. I don't know if they're homes, but they can't they
Oh
can't
yes, yes
they
they
can't
are.
make a normal living. I
They
can.
are.
I'm doing a seminar to I don't know a couple hundred people here in Omaha and 20th, 21st. I don't. The only thing I need to do is get a new car. That's all I'm worried about.
Well, I can
You
help
think
you with
I'm worried
that.
about
I know a lot about
going out
cars.
and he was saying about know,
Well, you know,
I'm the
I
expert
understand.
on. I could stop in the park and find something for my sore throat if I had one on my
I
way.
understand what
I
you're
could
saying.
find roots, something to chew on. It's the fall, you got to have roots. And I think that's why we we're the opposite of what a human being is supposed to be: self-reliant. Good God.
Well, that's why a company such as North American Urban Spice that has these botanicals, it has made it easier for people to get access to oil of oregano, rosemary, sage, all of these wonderful
Right, because it's
botanicals.
America,
You
right?
know,
It's
yes,
America, and we have to face
100%.
the fact that you have people in the inner city, you have people busy, and they need something they can buy, whether it's a health store on the internet, whatever, that is a reliable natural medicine. They're flying to South Africa, and it's a long haul, so I don't have time to go out and boil up a root soup like the Chinese do. So I need to go get some oil of wild oregano and some orega spray. Now, I'll tell you a case history. I'm cleaning my basement, and I don't know what happened, but I found a box. Somebody must have found it. I turned it around. It was coated with black mold. Jackie Bottas, the fatal mold.
Yeah,
Completely black. So what
yeah,
do? Do I go get a mask and PPE? And no. I get the orega spray. I get the Essential Cleanse Aromatic Mist. I did a little video of it. I said, on my video, which I'll publish, I said, this is how I deal with it. I have a mold problem right here. I turned around the box. See how black that is? I don't have a mask on. I don't have any PPE. I'm using this. So I sprayed the air around the area. So I said, well, I'm going to neutralize the air, and now I'm going to spray that mold. antiseptic. What is it? Clove bud, bay leaf, and oregano oil. So
Hold your thought. We come back. We'll find out what happens to the mold. Hold your thought. We'll be right back.
The pursuit of a healthy immune system is so important for our long-term health. And being healthy for the long term is everyone's goal, right? So which immune health supplement is recommended for those who also have cardiovascular concerns? Kyolic Aged Garlic Extract. Aged garlic extract, regarded as one of the leading natural heart health supplements, has been clinically proven to help reduce high blood pressure and inflammation. Experts believe this alleviates demands on the body's energy stores, freeing it up to fight invaders. The result? A more responsive immune system. Kyolic Aged Garlic Extract begins with 100% organically grown garlic and is the most scientifically researched, highest quality, and best-selling odorless garlic extract supplement. And for extra support, get Kyolic Aged Garlic Extract Immune Formula 103. Try Kyolic Aged Garlic Extract for a healthy heart and a healthy immune system. Discover more at kyolic.com. That's KYOLIC.com.
Celsius is a fitness drink which is clinically proven to function. How? As a thermogenic, Celsius proprietary MetaPlus blend accelerates metabolism, increasing your body's ability to burn fat and calories. There are only two ways a body burns fat: through increased heart rate and our increased body temperature, thermogenesis. Drinking Celsius and then going into motion is double dipping. You're accelerating the burn and the results are even faster. Celsius is your ultimate fitness partner. No high fructose corn syrup, no aspartame, no preservatives, no artificial colors or flavors. 100% of 7 essential vitamins. Proven in 6 published university studies. How does it work? Celsius proprietary MetaPlus formula, including green tea with EGCS, ginger, and guarana seed, turns on thermogenesis, a process that boosts your body's metabolic rate. Drinking Celsius prior to fitness activities is proven to energize, accelerate metabolism, burn body fat and calories. Invest in yourself. Drink Celsius. Look for us at www.celsius.com.
This is Dr. Michael Garko, and you're listening to Let's Talk Nutrition on this station. If you want to find out more about the show, visit my website at letstalknutrition.com. That's letstalknutrition.com. Dr. Michael Garko, host of Let's Talk Nutrition on this station. You can get more information about the show on my website at letstalknutrition.com. That's letstalknutrition.com. This is Dr. Michael Garko, and you're listening to Let's Talk Nutrition on this station. If you want to find out more about the show, visit my website at letstalknutrition.com. That's letstalknutrition.com.
Let's Talk Nutrition is brought to you by CV Sciences, from seed to shelf. New chapter, the benefit of nature's wisdom. Jarrow Formulas, superior nutrition and formulation. Form Essentials, makers of the sleep aid Solace. Yerba Prima, pioneers in internal cleansing. Strauss Herbs, everything our bodies need is provided by nature. Let's Talk Nutrition on the web at letstalknutrition.com. We're back from the break, so let's rejoin Dr. Michael Garko.
Welcome back. Welcome to Let's Talk Nutrition. Dr. Cass Ingram's our guest today. And the argument he was making in that first block is that not only in our society, but in societies and cultures around the world, we have moved away from first principles. Let me reinforce what he has said. He's right on point, man. From a historical perspective, the production of medicines and pharmacologic treatment of diseases began with the use of herbs, period, full stop. In fact, the word drug, used to denote a medicinal preparation, is derived from an Old Dutch word, uh, drug, which means to dry, as they did with the plants that were dried and used as medicines. And so, prior to 1800, when medicine entered the scientific age, which Dr. Ingram was sort of alluding to here, traditional urban medicine was the unquestioned foundation for all standard textbooks on pharmacology. It was not until the advent of modern chemistry and the development of modern pharmacotherapy and medical science that phytotherapy, which is what he's talking about, was relegated to the status of an alternative modality. And so, what happened to those traditions? It was usurped, taken over by a paradigm that I'm not saying is totally bankrupt or useless, but I am saying uh, may not in isolation be the answer to all questions and issues related to health and humans. Dr. Ingram, welcome back.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, so what happened is this. Somebody gets sick with COVID or or the or their chest pressured, they lose their oxygen, they have a dry, scratchy throat. They don't immediately go to the garlic and onion that's at home and use garlic press or spoon and smash up the onion and say, well, Grandpa used to do this. Oh, my dry throat's better. I'll go to the doctor. It tests positive for COVID, but yeah, I'm so much better. They're going to just isolate me. But instead, what happens is this: know nothing, don't trust it, only trust the doctor. So I got to rush him to the emergency room. What do we do? What do we do? We have to intubate 90% mortality. Do it my way, or the ethnobotanical traditional way, and that you're going to all survive. Maybe the exception of a couple personal complications, but virus is not that big deal. Let alone if you do the oil of wild oregano. Oh my God, then that's such a hammer. You use spray. That's not even an issue. But I just wanted to be liberal about the different things we could be using in the home or in the bush and the forest, things that we would have done otherwise. But it's been lost to us.
Sure.
We've become dependent indigent.
So what happened with the black mold? You found the box in the basement. You turned it around. You saw
The
this
black mold,
very dangerous. What did you
yeah,
do?
very, very dangerous. But there was some archival tape in the box. So one person said, "Is there any way you can treat that box instead of throwing it out, so that I can go through it and find my tape?" Well, we don't know what's in it. So what I did was I pounded it with spray. Then I poured some oil of wild oregano all over. I had a couple three bottles that were older, stripped the tops off, and I poured it, sort of painted the whole box. So it's no longer a danger zone. And it was that quick. In 5 minutes, I turned a deadly situation into a non-issue. Basically, it melted.
You put that on film too, didn't you?
I put it on film. And I mean, I think that that's where we're at. We just don't have the knowledge what we should, what to do. I do. I am the Twilight Zone guy, the one with the little short guy that busted his glasses. That the hydrogen bomb went off, everybody died. He's the only one left. I'm the only one left. Anytime an infectious zone comes near me, I destroy it. There's no way. I mean, I might, this person's going to croak a heart disease or stroke. cancer, some diabetes, I don't know, but it's not going to be an infection. Forget it.
So these herbal botanicals, they are really in the way that you're describing them. We can call them, and it's sometimes used this term phytomedicines. These are medicinal products, and they have these active pharmacological components to them. People think that these herbs somehow, many of the drugs have been designed by imitating certain botanicals.
Yeah,
Is
they
that not true?
have. Uh, and I think the important issue also is that the trees don't die. Otherwise, the whole Earth would be gone because they wouldn't be trapping the carbon dioxide, and
No, yeah, no
they're giving off
photosynthesis.
oxygen.
Right.
And all the herbs, they would all have fungal diseases, and they'd be dropping dead. So since they can produce these antifungals and antivirals and so on, why don't we just take them? If we take them, we'll be like the pine tree or something. Nothing like this. That big Chinese pine beetle. But so what do? I try to take a little oil of wild oregano every day. I use this wonderful lemongrass spray, and I spray it over my head and before I go to sleep. It helps me sleep at night. Just sets
Hmm.
a new tone to the room. I use that oregano bay leaf spray. A fair amount of that. I even sprayed at the back of the throat. I was driving with a guy. He insisted on wearing
Hold
a
the
mask.
thought. Come back and we'll tell that story. This is Dr. Michael Garko from Let's Talk Nutrition. If there were ever a time to take charge of your health, now's that time, given the U.S. coronavirus epidemic. Earth's Creation scientifically tested Curculife curcumin and its family of products to help you do just that. If you have an inflammation-generating condition, such as obesity, heart disease, or diabetes, you are at a greater risk of being infected by the coronavirus. Earth's Creation Curculife curcumin supplement is a patented turmeric formulation with extensive clinical trials. It allows more curcumin to get into your cells to fight inflammation, a hallmark of viral infection. Curculife Plus curcumin is in many of Earth's Creation family of products. Go to inflammationusa.com and protect yourself against the coronavirus. For a limited time, buy any product at inflammationusa.com and get the second bottle at 50% off. Act now. Go to inflammationusa.com.
Let'sTalkNutrition.com. That's Let'sTalkNutrition.com. This is Dr. Michael Garka, host of Let's Talk Nutrition on this station. You can get more information about the show on my website at letstalknutrition.com. That's letstalknutrition.com. This is Dr. Michael Garko, and you're listening to Let's Talk Nutrition on this station. If you want to find out more about the show, visit my website at letstalknutrition.com. That's letstalknutrition.com. This is Dr. Michael Garko, and you're listening to Let's Talk Nutrition on this station. If you want to find out more about the show, visit my website at letstalknutrition.com. That's letstalknutrition.com. Dr. Michael Garka, host of Let's Talk Nutrition on this station. You can get more information about the show on my website at letstalknutrition.com. That's letstalknutrition.com. This is Dr. Michael Garko, and you're listening to Let's Talk Nutrition on this station. If you want to find out more about the show, visit my website at letstalknutrition.com. That's letstalknutrition.com. This is Dr. Michael Garka, host of Let's Talk Nutrition on this station. You can get more information about the show on my website at letstalknutrition.com. That's letstalknutrition.com.
Let's Talk Nutrition is brought to you by Jarrow Formulas, superior nutrition and formulation. Strauss Herbs, everything our bodies need is provided by nature. Kyolic, aging makes the finest garlic truly odorless. Celsius, live fit. Irwin Naturals, premium vitamins and supplements. 25 years of gold standard supplements. Let's Talk Nutrition on the web at letstalknutrition.com. We're back from the break, so let's rejoin Dr. Michael Garko.
Welcome back. Welcome to Let's Talk Nutrition 2020. You know, the easy way to do this would be for myself, for Dr. Ingram to come on to this platform, this show, coast to coast and globally, and just zero in on a product, supplement product, and talk about it. I have never heard him do that. He always creates a context in which to situate the therapy. And that's the way you should do it. It takes a little bit more time. You have to know more, and it just better, because it gives you, the audience member, a better understanding of what exactly it is that you're taking. And it's not just a nice marketing bottle with something inside of it. This is something you're going to put in your body. That's why you should pay attention to what Dr. Ingram has to say. So, Dr. Ingram, finish your story now. You were with this fella.
Yeah, I mean, he was snuffling, and I normally I don't contract these because if your environment's good, you're strong. But I seemed to start snuffling the day afterwards, a little bit, not much. So I took this. We've done the clinical trial. We know what to do. So I took this spray, full strength, and I sprayed 10 sprays on the roof of. I had gotten something in my sinus from being in the car with the guy for 6 hours, 3 hours going, 3 hours back, and the spray eliminated. It's a micellized spray, and it directly absorbs through the mucosa, through the roof of the mouth. I knew what I was dealing with, and I didn't even inhale it. It just got somehow into that cavity there, and it was enough to sterilize whatever I had. you kind of have to have that kind of comparative knowledge so that if you get into a bind, you know what to do. This takes us back to the historical use where people would harvest certain things. They would harvest the wild oregano to use for cold flu wounds. They didn't really, they didn't do like we do here. A lot of people buy it, take 2 drops every day or whatever. They used it when they needed it. They would harvest the pine tar. They had a special technique where they would boil that down or render it down or whatever they did. They used the pine tar on open wounds for like scabies or something because they're in the village, right? They're 4,000 feet above sea level or whatever, or isolated by the Black Sea or the Caucasus Mountains or maybe Uzbekistan. There's nobody around. And the kids got some kind of a parasite that they got to put something on. So they figured out how to render down the wood, make a tar for and they found out it was good for psoriasis and eczema. That's how we learned about pine tar. The people, the local people, it's a drug at this point. So it doesn't matter what the illness is. They found something to survive themselves. Whether it's diabetes, heart disease, cancer, the three biggies, or if these sort of acute infectious diseases, parasitic, viral, fungal. Really interesting, isn't it? That you could take a plant and somehow either you boil it down or you burn it down or you extract it some way. Steam, olive oil and vinegar.
Yeah. So when you've been on, what you have done is you've created a curiosity, and people email me and they call. They'll stop me if I'm in a store somewhere and say, "What was that protocol that doctor?" And they always bring you up, man. You make me work even when you're not here. What was that protocol? That doctor. What's it? And I know. I said, I know who you're talking about. You talking about Dr. Ingram? Oh yes, Dr. Ingram. What was that he was saying I need to take? And I said, here you go. And I wrote it. I have written down on a piece of paper, and I have it with me in my little bag. And I said, here you go. Boom. What we should do is create a postcard with that formula.
I'm not going to be able through this platform, no matter if I'm on every day, change the paradigm of the dependency paradigm. What did he say? Where do I get it? How much do I take? Will it interact with my pharmaceuticals? Will my grandmother take it? Will it hurt her? We've been bamboozled and manipulated so badly. I am the last guy on there.
The last guy standing.
The basic
so what
protocol,
is that?
Okay. It's going to be, you need the oil of wild oregano. I only use the super strength. You need the spray. Just 2 things. A couple of sprays there. You need the raw honey. Buy raw. You want the kind that's a little higher end, I'll give you a website because that's where they don't feed the bee sugar and it's more effective, better for human consumption. Fortunately, everything's got. Shouldn't you be able to buy honey? No, you have to buy honey where they feed the sugar 4 or 6 months out of the year, and it kind of ruins. So good. So it's all commercialism. Can't I get the turmeric? No, you can't get the turmeric. You have to buy the isolate.
Okay, so you in the protocol that I'm referring to, you cited North American Urban Spice. They had 4 products: the oil of oregano, the wild oil of oregano, the extra strength, the Orega spray, 100%. The juice of oregano was on that list, was it not?
Yes, it was. Okay, so what we did was we did that 550 clinical trial. In other words, 50 nurses, right? The nurses are on the front line. So myself and my practitioner, so she's the nurse that controls the 50 nurses, she gave them oil of oregano, juice of oregano, which they relished, and somehow it helped them really dramatically with their cough started. The Orega spray, they sprayed themselves, their PPE, their masks, in the back of their throat, and then they used this oregano beeswax balm and stuck it up their nose and put it under the nose and rubbed it on the mask. And some of them took Fifth Element, which is called Oregarest. Anyway, that element is a really powerful capsule, 4 or 5 spice dose. But cinnamon, has cinnamon, sage, oregano, and cumin. They're all aggressive. We did this work in 2003 at Georgetown University, back in the day when the FDA followed this work, preempted it by saying we're going to prove that any kind of a spice is a useless endeavor. Dr. F. Andronitz. So we want to prove it. Maybe we can scandalize that guy on the radio. I don't know what to do.
Well, it backfired. It turned out that they realized this was pretty powerful. We come back, I'm going to repeat that protocol, and Dr. Ingram will have one more block.
Are you concerned with the change of seasons? Are you looking for a product to support a healthy immune system? Then you must be looking for Oreganol P73, made by North American Herb & Spice, who are a leader in the manufacturing of natural dietary supplements. Oreganol P73 is not your normal oregano. No, Oreganol P73 is made from oregano that grows wild at 10,000 feet above sea level in the mountains of the Mediterranean. That's why it's such a powerful support for your immune system. Try Oreganol P73 today and discover what millions already know during this winter season. To learn more about Oreganol P73, visit your local health food store or our website, oreganol.com. That's oreganol.com. Act now and feel better today with Oreganol P73.
You experience the wisdom of nature with Zyflamend Whole Body from New Chapter? Zyflamend is a 10-herb blend that delivers 3 health benefits. First, Zyflamend is an herbal approach to pain relief, helping to soothe minor pain or soreness. Second, Zyflamend is a joint supplement with time-tested herbs to support joint function and flexibility. And the third benefit, Zyflamend supports the body's healthy inflammation response, something that's essential for maintaining whole body health. Zyflamend is New Chapter's clinically tested blend of 10 remarkable herbs, including pure and potent turmeric, ginger, and green tea. Zyflamend is non-GMO, project verified, gluten-free, and 100% vegetarian. New Chapter is a leader in supplement quality. Every ingredient, every product, every time. Discover Zyflamend, New Chapter's #1 selling multi-herbal. Zyflamend is made with ginger for occasional pain relief after exercise. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
The latest hits for health, or CBD, the greatest discovery of yes, 7 years of prohibition come back. Balance, growing research to learn hemp, nutrient-rich oils, created products provide effective nutrition, including fatty acids, cannabinoids, naturally occurring vitamin A, the shell. All the oil products provide the quality derived products available are offered in a variety of delivery. Your local independent health oil products, appliances today. More about the CBD evolution. Oil.com. Oil.com.
This is Dr. Michael Garka, host of Let's Talk Nutrition on this station. You can get more information about the show on my website at letstalknutrition.com. That's letstalknutrition.com. Dr. Michael Garka, host of Let's Talk Nutrition on this station. You can get more information about the show on my website at letstalknutrition.com. That's letstalknutrition.com. This is Dr. Michael Garko, and you're listening to Let's Talk Nutrition on this station. If you want to find out more about the show, visit my website at letstalknutrition.com. That's letstalknutrition.com.
Let's Talk Nutrition is brought to you by American Biotech Labs, your daily immune system support. Celsius, live fit. CV Sciences, from seed to shelf. New Chapter, the benefit of nature's wisdom. Jarrow Formulas, superior nutrition and formulation. Let's Talk Nutrition on the web at letstalknutrition.com. We're back from the break, so let's rejoin Dr. Michael Garko.
And welcome back. Welcome to Yes Talk Nutrition. Yes, I will. Yes, I will. Getting emails. What is that? Here's the protocol. Oil of oregano, the extra strength, wild oil of oregano. These are all botanicals or botanical dietary supplements you can get from North American Urban Spice, sold in fine health stores throughout North America. So it's wild oil of oregano, right? Extra strength. The Orega spray, juice of oregano, and then the Orega Resp, R-E-S-P for respiratory. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, in the protocol that Dr. Ingram and his nurse practitioner used in that study, they also included raw honey and then the oregano beeswax. I don't know if you need to do that, but the raw honey for sure. Since he'd been on, I went and got some raw honey, organic, no bees not fed. He said he's going to share a website where you can get raw honey. So that's the protocol. Dr. Ingram, welcome back. Tell your story now.
Well, just that these nurses are still working on the front lines and they're using the protection of the botanical medicine in the midst of a chemical medicine system, because they can't get any real benefit from the standard drugs, the steroids, the prednisone, the dexamethasone, the remdesivir, the experimental antivirals, antibiotics. None of them are doing anything. Hydroxychloroquine, maybe a little bit, but the only thing effective, extremely effective, with an instantaneous result according to their surveys, is the wild oregano, actually, or its derivative. And I mean, it's kind of funny to watch this watch everybody be destroyed. Funny that way, but it's almost like comical. And we know the answer. It's in the Old Testament, actually, for all of this trauma that people are going through. Because all they'd have to do is adopt my protocol or a fraction thereof. And if we could get a governor or somebody to help us do a test run or something, we did it in Oklahoma, Oklahoma's doing really well, but I've been on the radio there 3 times a week since January.
Wow.
And the other one is Utah is doing pretty well, and Utah has a huge essential oil consumption. There's a woman there that's really involved. She's a political talk show host, and she's got pretty much the whole state seemingly on oil of oregano. They do a lot of essential oils. You know, the Mormon businesses are there with like
Yes,
what is
of
that
course.
one? Young Living and all that. But yeah, I mean, I think we actually need some of these people to get off of their wagon of selling people masks and having docs and COVID testing, and just do what's right for the people. What's right for the people is boosting the immune system, taking the wild oregano oil, going to the health food store and getting don't get standardized. If you see standardized, just run the other way. Oregano oil is always a mess. It's the really wild stuff, and use the spray around your home. You're not going to get sick. I mean, what can I tell you?
Yeah, the oil of oregano, the extra strength, the Orega spray, hmm the wild juice of oregano, the juice of oregano, and the Orega
You didn't hear me
rest.
make any claims. I'm just saying it's such a protection, right? You had a commercial earlier about somebody saying protect yourself, but they may. I'm saying get the protection from the botanicals so that you don't get seasonal illness, whether it's allergy, cold, flu, or whatever it is. And we said honey, said the garlic and onion and mustard, as well as the oregano. A lot of this you have in your home.
What's the website for that raw honey?
Oh, that honey's good. That's going to be from the Canadian, from the Turkey, Lebanon. That's going to be oreganol.com. Go there and find 3 or 4 versions of this. The guarantee there is that you don't ever feed corn syrup or sugar. Did you know what happens to a bee when you feed them that, which everybody does? That's 99.99% of all the honeys. You destroy the bee. The bee will live only 12 days, whereas it would have lived 27 days. You would have let it eat its own. Cut its lifespan by 50.
Yeah.
Minor thing.
Well, isn't in a real sense, isn't that what some of these junk foods, these foods of disease do? Don't they rob us of our quality of life, but our longevity and our health? I mean, people don't. They think, well, food is just food.
Now, if we look at the mechanism in the bee contains a fair amount of like lactobacillus and bifidobacteria. So if you feed the sugar, I wonder if our microbiomes, then it gets replaced by fungus, are so disturbed by the high concentrated unnatural sucrose sugars, refined sugar. Because to turn the sugar cane into sugar cube is no easy project, right? Now, there's no harm in the honey. If it's raw honey, it flourishes. It's prebiotic. Or if you were to take coconut sap, anything natural, you're okay with. But sure it is. The corn syrup and sugar is killing us. And what about diabetes and heart disease? It's more from that kind of refined sugar than fat, like animal.
I go to oreganol, REOREGANOL, oreganol.com. I'm there right now, and it's easy to. You can even shop there if you like, and they have the product. And you got it. They talk about the ingredients, and oreganol.com. You get a hold of that raw honey. The power of P73. P73 relates to the wild oregano, oil of wild oregano.
Yeah, phenolic power or proven effective, that type of thing. And because it did undergo some scientific studies, some rigorous studies by the FDA, USDA also. USDA patented an oregano biofilm. They got the oregano oil from me. I don't think you can really patent botanic. I don't think you can mess with it that way.
Well, we're out of time, Dr. Ingram. The time flies when you're on oreganol.com, and you'll find all those products that we mentioned today on that site. Thank you, Dr. Ingram. Your health is your wealth. We'll be back.
Wayne Elliott here to tell you about my experience with Strauss Heart Drops over the past 20 years. The Strauss Heart Drops saved me back then and changed my life forever. It's hard to describe how invigorating it is when you increase your blood flow everywhere. The Heart Drops have proven to dissolve plaque from arteries, veins, and vessels caused from cholesterol that can restrict or block our blood flow, our body's most important function. I was able to avoid open heart surgery, as was my father, and instead cleared our arteries painlessly and without chemical drugs, which, by the way, do not claim to remove any plaque or increase blood flow otherwise. Strauss Heart Drops work, I can assure you. No contraindications with pharma drugs. Strauss Heart Drops are safe, and Strauss guarantees your satisfaction with a money-back guarantee. So you can't go wrong and certainly have nothing to lose. If you've had open heart surgery, angina, diabetes, low energy, cold hands and feet, or grayish-blue skin or lips, Strauss Heart Drops are for you. Available online at powermall.com and straussnaturals.com. I promise you won't be sorry.
Dr. Michael Garko. Tired of not having enough to eat physically active? OptiNos diversification help recharge your body, energy it needs to the physically active. OptiNos things to help. First, it increases nitric oxide, more oxygen, nutrients in cells. Second, OptiNos helps create ATP, the body's energy. Third, OptiNos reduces lactic acid buildup, cause excess anticipated muscle. Turn on your body's energy switch. OptiNos start living physically active. Get OptiNos. SportsUSA.com. PCSportsUSA.com. For a limited time, use promo code EC and get $10 off your first order. Promo code EC. The sooner you use OptiNos, the sooner you will feel better about yourself and your body.
The preceding was a commercial program paid for by Let's Talk Nutrition, LLC.
Friday and Saturday night, our 2020 iHeartRadio Music Festival is coming to you. The biggest names in music will be on stage, plugged in, and playing loud. Starting at 9, listen on iHeartRadio and watch on the CW app.
The iHeartRadio Music Festival. It's the festival where anything can happen.
Capital One is a proud partner of the iHeartRadio Music Festival, bringing great products, rewards, and services to their customers. What's in your wallet?
I'm Jason Flom, founding board member of the Innocence Project, and my new podcast is Wrongful Conviction, available on iHeartRadio. On Wrongful Conviction, I interview a different exoneree every week and help them to tell their incredible stories of tragedy and triumph against impossible odds. You've got to hear it to believe it. Wrongful Conviction from iHeart Studios, available now on iHeartRadio.
It's Todd Schnitt. If you missed any part of the show, go to the iHeartRadio app on your phone and look for The Schnitt Show.
1250 WHNZ Tampa.
Available anywhere on the iHeartRadio app.
Now, #1 for podcasting.
An iHeartRadio station.
Fire up your DVR. It's time for your TV tip-off.
Monday night, it's a pair of premieres with Jude Law and Katherine Waterston, starring in the mystery drama The Third Day, followed by the coming-of-age miniseries We Are Who We Are, featuring Chloe Sevigny and Kid Cudi. The duo starts at 9/8 Central on HBO. Wednesday, Keith Urban hosts the annual Academy of Country Music Awards, with performers including Kelsey Ballerini, Luke Combs, Miranda Lambert, Tim McGraw, Maren Morris, Gabby Barrett, Old Dominion, and more. See it live starting at 8/7 Central on CBS. Also on Wednesday, the animated detective comedy Archer is back at 10/9 Central on FXX. And that's your TV tip-off on iHeartRadio.
Hi, it's David Moss Jr. from the Moss Nissan Traffic Center.
In Pinellas County, a crash blocks south on 66th Street. South of Park Boulevard, try using Belcher Road and 71st Street instead. Also had a wreck on Roosevelt Boulevard at Dr. King Jr. Street, and there's an accident on US 19 south of Tarpon Avenue. Watch for a wreck taking up turn lanes eastbound on Sun City Center Boulevard at Kings Boulevard. See traffic problems? Call the traffic tip line at pound 250 keyword Tampa traffic.
This report is sponsored by CVS.
It's okay to do some things halfway, but not when it comes to managing your prescriptions. That's why CVS has a tool designed to look for ways that may help lower your prescription costs. Visit CVS today. Savings vary. Not all patients eligible for savings.
Statements made during this broadcast regarding products or the claims made about specific products have not been evaluated by the U.S. Food and Drug Administration. Products and treatments discussed are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent disease. Make your physician aware of all nutritional supplements used and immediately notify your physician if you have any health concern or undiagnosed sign or symptom. Let's Talk Nutrition is a health talk show that features scientists, authors, nutrition specialists, personal trainers, holistic healers, and experts in traditional, natural, and integrative medicine. Listen for a chance to win daily prizes and follow Let's Talk Nutrition on Facebook and Instagram at Let's Talk Nutrition or on Twitter at LTN Radio. It's time for some inspiration. Tune in to get fit and healthy. It's time to talk about nutrition. Nutrition for your body, your mind, your spirit. It's time to talk about proper exercise, stress relief, eating well, and supplementation to help. Get ready to take charge of your health because your health is your wealth and the wealth of those who care about and love you. It's time for Let's Talk Nutrition with Dr. Michael Garko. Welcome to the show.
And welcome to Let's Talk Nutrition. Thanks for tuning in today in this beginning of the week edition of LTN. I hope that you're having a good day wherever and however you may be listening or watching the show and whatever you may be doing. And so much is going on. I'll try to give you a little update on the coronavirus, and we'll see where we are with that. In that first hour, Dr. Ingram, we spent quite a bit of time talking about botanical medicine, origins, and what it really means, and why you need to remember first principles. And there was a time, when botanical medicine, botanicals, were the primary way by which lay people and physicians addressed health conditions and treated disease. And it's truly amazing. And then, of course, you have the advent of science and modern medicine and so on. And then botanical medicine and phytotherapy got relegated to an alternative approach, if you will, an alternative paradigm. And for the life of me, I don't understand, too. I mean, I can understand why that would happen, and there is much about power and politics involved in that over time and war. I could get into the history with you about that. I'm not attacking attacking the AMA or doctors, but I'm just recounting history a little bit. There was this tremendous battle, the American Medical Association and these other institutions, and in the end, AMA prevailed. And so, and it's not to say I agree with most of what Dr. Ingram says, but I don't, and I don't, and that you shouldn't misconstrue his words either. He's not saying that allopathic medicine has no place. I would never say that, ever. I have an allopathic physician, an oncologist that saved my life. And you'll have to search the archives long, wide, and deep to find me ever attacking allopathic physicians. It's never happened on this air in 15 years. And I knew that coming into this job. I was not going to do that to legitimate this show. Create a straw man, knock down so that make an argument, the straw man being, allopathically trained doctors. They are they're part of the solution. And you hear Dr. Ingram making the argument that some people think, they're the only solution. They're not the only solution. And there are such things. We have naturopathic physicians that come onto this show, and nutritionists, registered dietitians, and never one of them has ever said, this is the only way to do it. If they did, I would challenge. I would 100% because it's flat dead wrong, at least from my point. So you need to search for. You look to the best of whatever exists. You look to the best for traditional medicine. You look for the best in natural medicine, so, and its variations, whether it be naturopathic or whatever. And then you look to tradition and what cultures have done for thousands of years. Societies take care of themselves long before there was a walk-in clinic, long before there were brain surgeons, long before there was the AMA, long before there were the medical complex. The medical complex thousands of years ago was the forest where the plants grew. Literally, that was the walk-in clinic. You walked into the forest. I've never said that on there. That works for me. That was the walk-in clinic, the forest, where people knew about these plants, these herbs, and their gardens that they grew. Those were the walk-in clinics. And they figured out how these botanicals work. They didn't have science. They didn't have a microscope. They didn't have any of the ability to study it in the scientific way that we do today. But they did it by trial and error. And what's so curious and fascinating is that these cultures were working independent of one another. There was no internet, there was no Snapchat and whatever and Facebook. There were no phones. There were there were no planes. There were no ships. People were isolated. And they reached more often than not, they reached the same kinds of conclusions. That is what does that tell me?
That they had Wi-Fi.
What's that?
Tells you that they had Wi-Fi. I'm kidding. No.
Had no Wi-Fi. What that tells me is that they all figured out how these botanicals behave. And there, a particular botanical that was in Asia, it wasn't if it grew somewhere else on the planet, on another continent, the same botanical, it's going to behave in the same kind of way mostly, right? It's a species of plant. So we know that these compounds work. And on this show and on this air, I have always embraced an integrated approach for us to create, sustain, and reclaim our health if necessary. Only a fool, and I say it again, only a fool would say allopathic medicine is bankrupt, has no use in society. That is profound ignorance to say something like that. Hmm. Hope you follow my point. And what I'm trying to share with you is you need to search. You have to take your personal responsibility for your health. And, I hope that I'm able to help in your search and so on. Let's go to Jenkinstown. Mike, welcome to the show.
No, Mike's gone. He's not there anymore. He just had a message for you.
Call back, Mike. I just turned to that page, Katie. You have to tell me because sometimes I don't. I'm off that page. I'm using three different computers, but I'll move off that page.
He didn't want to talk on air. I would have told you. He just gave you a phone number because he wanted to talk to you off air.
All right, I'll call him.
Alrighty.
Why don't you, if you could please, share with the audience how they can make contact with this integrated health talk show?
I will do that. We have about 50 seconds left. So I'm going to kind of speed through this, but you can give us a call at 877-897-8255. That's 877-897-TALK. As always, you can email Dr. Garko personally. His email is drgarko, Garko, at letstalknutrition.com. And if you want to re-listen to a show or play this one back when it's over, just go to letstalknutrition.com. Go to the show schedule tab, and you can keep track of us on Facebook or YouTube and message us on any of those platforms, and we'll get your question or comment addressed on air if you want.
When I come back, I'm going to tell you a story that happened to me maybe 50 years ago. Not quite 50. I will share that with you, and I'm going to tell you about a case I'm working on. We can learn from it. Be back.
Feel tired, lethargic, or irritable? Take Solace. You're one of millions of Americans that has trouble falling asleep or staying asleep. What can you do about it? You can take Solace. Solace is an all-natural, non-addictive dietary supplement formulated to help you fall asleep and stay asleep naturally. Take Solace and feel the calming effects of this extensively researched sleep and relaxation aid. For more information on Solace, call toll-free 877-533-7066 or visit the website at takesolace.com. That's TakeSolus.com.
Looking for a women's probiotic that's actually for women? A true probiotic for women means balancing the right strains of good bacteria. Jarrodophilus Women has 4 patented strains that have been clinically documented to support feminine health and features L. crispatus LBV88, the most dominant bacteria found in healthy feminine flora. So Jarrodophilus Women helps restore feminine balance where it counts, making it a true probiotic for women. Jarrodophilus Women, for women who take their probiotics personally. Visit us at jarroprobiotics.com.
The latest trend to hit the store shelves has the whole country buzzing. Cannabidiol, or CBD, might just be the greatest discovery of our generation, and it comes from a plant that is not so new, agricultural hemp. Yes, after 70 years of prohibition and misunderstanding, hemp is back to help you stay healthy and balanced. Growing research is showing that we have a lot to learn from the remarkable hemp plant. Nutrient-rich products like Plus CBD Oil's Total Plant Complex concentrated products provide broad-spectrum nutrition, including fatty acids, plant sterols, cannabinoids, terpenes, and naturally occurring vitamin E. From seed to shelf, all Plus CBD Oil products provide the highest quality hemp-derived CBD products available and are offered in a variety of delivery systems and flavors to suit your needs. Ask your local independent health food store about Plus CBD Oil products by CV Sciences today and learn more about the CBD evolution at pluscbdoil.com. That's pluscbdoil.com.
This is Dr. Michael Garko, host of Let's Talk Nutrition on this station. You can get more information about the show on my website at letstalknutrition.com. That's letstalknutrition.com. This is Dr. Michael Garka, host of Let's Talk Nutrition on this station. You can get more information about the show on my website at letstalknutrition.com. That's letstalknutrition.com. This is Dr. Michael Garko, and you're listening to Let's Talk Nutrition on this station. If you want to find out more about the show, visit my website at letstalknutrition.com. That's letstalknutrition.com.
Let's Talk Nutrition is brought to you by CV Sciences, from seed to shelf. New chapter, the benefit of nature's wisdom. Jarrow Formulas, superior nutrition and formulation. Form Essentials, makers of the sleep aid Solace. Yerba Prima, pioneers in internal cleansing. Strauss Herbs, everything our bodies need is provided by nature. Let's Talk Nutrition on the web at letstalknutrition.com. We're back from the break, so let's rejoin Dr. Michael Garko.
Welcome back. Welcome to Let's Talk Nutrition, 877-897-8255. Please call me. I don't care if you just want to talk about the weather and that makes you feel better. I'm good.
Hey, you got to be an outlet for people's mental health if that's going to make them feel better. Hey.
Whatever it takes, Katie.
Amen.
Did you, by the way, have a nice weekend?
I did have a good weekend. Every time you ask me that, I'm always like, what did I post on social media this weekend? Did I post something bad? Never know if it's a rhetorical question. No, I had a good weekend. I really didn't do too much, actually. I kind of just stayed inside. It was a crappy weekend down here in Florida. It was very rainy.
All weekend.
All weekend. So didn't do too much. Kind of just stayed inside. I'm sure you did too. Just hunkered down inside. Yep.
Yeah, I worked with a client 5 hours on a Saturday. And I have permission. I can't give the client's name. The client came to my residence. I, safe. We did all the things safe, and it's a very complicated case. I'm going to share a little bit about that. I have permission to talk about it in general terms. I cannot mention the client. Can't even allude to who it is. And this is a way of trying to share with you what you can do, what approach you can take, no matter how difficult the situation is. So many years ago, leads me to tell you this story, and it is true as I'm telling it. Many years ago, 25, 30, maybe somewhere in there, maybe a little more, I was on a flight from Los Angeles to Miami, and it was a nonstop flight, and it was on a Boeing 747. Back in the day, that was the aircraft of choice, right? And I was up in first class, and I was sitting up there, and the plane, as you know, if you recall, if you've ever been on a 747, is huge, and there's so much space in throughout the ship, and especially in that first class cabin. And it had also had like an upper deck, go up a flight of stairs, and get to like a lounge. Oh, on this flight, there was this woman with her husband, turns out, and they were sitting next to me. And I struck up given my nature, I struck up a conversation with them. And the lady looked a bit eccentric to me. And we chatted, and she said, "And young man, what is it that you want to do? What do you do? What are your goals? What's your, those kind of questions." And I was telling her what I wanted to do and this and that. And she said to me, I have something different to tell you about yourself. I said, "You?" And I'm thinking, this lady doesn't even know me. And she said about to tell me, I'm telling you as it happened. She said, "No, you're gonna be a doctor." I said, "I don't want to be a doctor." She said, "Well, it may not actually be a doctor, but you're going to be helping people in some sort of medical ways, somehow, some way." I said, "Are you sure about that?" I said, "That's not even in my. I don't even dream about that, let alone think about it while I'm awake." She said, "Oh yes," and she started to describe. She said, "You're going to help people. You're going to be involved with people and trying to help them with their health." And she was going on and on about it. I'm thinking maybe she had too many of those little bottles of whatever she was drinking, gin or whatever, vodka on ice. I'm thinking she's loaded. And we talked for a long time. And I got off the flight and I went about and went and lived my life. And she was very specific about, and at that one point I asked, I said, "Why do you say these things?" I mean, I said, and I jokingly, I said, "Are you a psychic?" And she said, "Well, I wouldn't call it that." And she described it in not in some traditional way. And I said, "Oh, okay." So here I sit today doing the very thing that lady told me I would be doing and have been doing for 15 years. You can make of that what you will. Um, I mean, I remembered her many years later. And I remember the plane. I remember the conversation. I remember vivid as can be. Maybe she just guessed. She had no reason, none. She said, "What do you want to do?" I said, "I want to be a lawyer." At the time, I was young. I want to be a lawyer. I'm going to go to law school. She said, "No, that's not going to happen," and it didn't. That's not going to happen. I'm not going to be a lawyer. All right. We'll see about that. So make of that what you will. Come back. I'm going to tell you about this client, what I'm involved in with this client, how you and I can learn from it. And you think you got problems. Wait till you hear the medical history of this person. It's going to take St. Francis of Assisi to do something here.
Feel tired, lethargic, or irritable? Take solace. You're one of millions of Americans that has trouble falling asleep or staying asleep. In fact, according to a national survey, 54% of adults have trouble sleeping. So what can you do about it? Take Solace. Solace is an all-natural dietary supplement formulated to support healthy sleep and relaxation. Solace can help you fall asleep and stay asleep naturally. Formulated with all natural ingredients, Solace is non-addictive and won't leave you feeling groggy in the morning. Take Solace an hour before bed and feel the calming effects of this extensively researched sleep and relaxation aid. For more information on Solace, call toll-free 877-533-7066 or visit TakeSolace.com. That's 877-533-7066 or take SOLUS.com. Look for Solace in your local health and nutrition store. Solace, for a good night's rest naturally.
12.com. Dr. Michael Garka, host of Let's Talk Nutrition on this station. You can get more information about the show on my website at letstalknutrition.com. That's letstalknutrition.com. Michael Garko, and you're listening to Let's Talk Nutrition on this station. If you want to find out more about the show, visit my website at letstalknutrition.com. That's letstalknutrition.com. This is Dr. Michael Garka, host of Let's Talk Nutrition on this station. You can get more information about the show on my website at letstalknutrition.com. That's letstalknutrition.com. Dr. Michael Garka, host of Let's Talk Nutrition on this station. You can get more information about the show on my website at letstalknutrition.com. That's letstalknutrition.com. This is Dr. Michael Garko, and you're listening to Let's Talk Nutrition on this station. If you want to find out more about the show, visit my website at letstalknutrition.com. That's letstalknutrition.com. This is Dr. Michael Garko, and you're listening to Let's Talk Nutrition on this station. If you want to find out more about the show, visit my website at letstalknutrition.com. That's letstalknutrition.com.
Let's Talk Nutrition is brought to you by Jarro Formulas, superior nutrition and formulation. Strauss Herbs, everything our bodies need is provided by nature. Kyolic, aging makes the finest garlic truly odorless. Celsius, live fit. Irwin Naturals, premium vitamins and supplements. 25 years of gold standard supplements. Let's Talk Nutrition on the web at letstalknutrition.com. We're back from the break, so let's rejoin Dr. Michael Garko.
Welcome back. Welcome to Let's Talk Nutrition. Thanks for stopping by the show today. And I don't know why I shared that story. It came to mind. Sometimes I do things spontaneously. I wanted to share that story with you because, sometimes things are inexplicable and we don't know. That lady that I talked to on that 747 on that nonstop flight from LA to Miami, saying, "Oh, someday you're going to be a doctor." And I said, "I'm not going to be I don't want to be a doctor." And she said, "Well, I may not be a doctor, but you're going to be involved in helping people." Well, turned out to be right. I don't know who she was, but whatever she had, and she told me things in great detail that did come to pass. I don't know. What do you make of that kind of thing, Katie? Do you put any credence in that? Was she just lucky? She guessed right? What do you think?
Yeah, I don't. That's a good question. I mean, lucky is one word.
She had too much detail.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what to make of it. I just, but nevertheless, it brings me to on Saturday, I spent nearly 5 hours with a client. Now, I typically don't do that because I don't have that kind of for every client. But this is a pretty special case, and I don't have access to the person as much as I should and or need to. And this was a window of opportunity, and there was a lot of things that needed to be covered. Uh, and we stopped at certain. I mean, it wasn't total the whole time spent talking about her case. Let me share a few things with you about what's going on with this client. Client um, has one kidney. Start born that way. The client suffers from irritable bowel syndrome. Client suffers from allergies and sinuses. Has classic signs and symptoms of allergies. Always infections, sinusitis, urinary tract infection, all the time, infections all the time, which can be very debilitating. Suffers from, I was able to determine, suffer from anemia, classic anemia. Client is pre-diabetic. Had gallbladder removed because of gallstones that afflicted the client since childhood. As I said, irritable bowel syndrome, always sinusitis, UTIs, and what. Also, thyroid issue, low thyroid stimulating hormone on a lab result suggesting a hypothyroidism issue. There are some other congenital birth defects with the client. We'll get into that. You're starting to get a picture here, right? You talk about a complicated case. Take note of the irritable bowel syndrome. That immediately caught my attention. Immediately. What else can I tell you? Looking, I have the medical record here in front of me. This person, let me turn to that section. Right, I asked a lot of questions about that. I had the client do a food diary for me. Her diet, her day-to-day diet is okay, but not helpful. She's not a food junkie, but diet is not therapeutic enough, not progressing some of the things that need to be addressed here. Some signs and symptoms: cold hands and feet, intolerance to cold, daytime sleepiness, difficulty sleeping, fatigue, suffers from insomnia, okay, under chronic stress, has bad dreams and nightmares. Um, she has ear pain, uh, headaches, bit of hearing loss, a little bit, migraines, vision problems, um, joint pain, suggesting to me some autoimmune thing going on here with the client. A lot of muscle pain, muscle stiffness, joint stiffness. Suffers from depression. She has tingling in her extremities, has gum issues, gas, bloating, constipation, right? Diarrhea, part of IBS issue, dry mouth, so on. Is allergic to certain foods, lactose intolerant, gluten sensitivity. I could go on and on. Abdominal pain, periodontal disease, skin. And I did what's called a nutritional physical assessment. And you look at the hair, the skin, the nails, and so on. I just examine those hair, skin, and nails, and signs and symptoms associated with that can suggest to you nutritional deficiencies. So you can see how this took 5 hours. I mean, it took a lot of time here. Normally, I would do this in 3 sessions, maybe try to get this piece together. Has acne, skin problems, acne, back, chest, face, easily bruised. Started to put this picture together. You say, what do you do with all? And I could go on. There's more, page after page. You know, and it's very difficult. And so you can't do it. So you say, all right, and many of you listening and watching right now may relate to this. This is one of the most complicated cases I've had. And I'm going to tell you my approach, what I intend to do here, and see what you make of that. This is to give you an idea that there are, Dr. Ingram's point, there are other ways to get at things, issues, and to address them.
Wayne Elliott here to tell you about my experience with Strauss Heart Drops over the past 20 years. The Strauss Heart Drops saved me back then and changed my life forever. It's hard to describe how invigorating it is when you increase your blood flow everywhere. The Heart Drops have proven to dissolve plaque from arteries, veins, and vessels caused from cholesterol that can restrict or block our blood flow, our body's most important function. I was able to avoid open heart surgery, as was my father, and instead cleared our arteries painlessly and without chemical drugs, which, by the way, do not claim to remove any plaque or increase blood flow otherwise. Strauss Heart Drops work, I can assure you. No contraindications with pharma drugs. Strauss Heart Drops are safe, and Strauss guarantees your satisfaction with a money-back guarantee. So you can't go wrong and certainly have nothing to lose. If you've had open heart surgery, angina, diabetes, low energy, cold hands and feet, or grayish-blue skin or lips, Strauss Heart Drops are for you. Available online at powermall.com and straussnaturals.com. I promise you won't be sorry.
The ever-increasing stress and toxicity we are exposed to from our environment, diets, and lifestyles make internal cleansing a necessary part of a good health regimen. Founded in 1980, Yerba Prima was the first company to launch a whole-body internal cleansing kit. Since that time, they have continued to develop and manufacture a complete range of all-natural, high-quality fiber and internal cleansing products. By using all-natural psyllium fiber and no harmful stimulant laxatives, all Yerba Prima fiber and internal cleansing products can be used over a long period of time to ensure optimal health and regularity. With nearly 30 years dedicated to all-natural cleansing products, it's easy to see why Yerba Prima is a leader in the fiber and cleansing products category. Learn more at yerbaprima.com, YERBAPRIMA.com, or visit your local health retailer. Yerba Prima, pioneer in internal cleansing products.
Looking for a women's probiotic that's actually for women? A true probiotic for women means balancing the right strains of good bacteria. Gyrodophilus Women has 4 patented strains that have been clinically documented to support feminine health and features L. crispatus LBV88, the most dominant bacteria found in healthy feminine flora. So Gyrodophilus Women helps restore feminine balance where it counts, making it a true probiotic for women. Gyrodophilus Women, for women who take their probiotics personally. Visit us at gyroprobiotics.com.
Feel tired, lethargic, or irritable? Take Solace. You're one of millions of Americans that has trouble falling asleep or staying asleep. What can you do about it? You can take Solace. Solace is an all-natural, non-addictive dietary supplement formulated to help you fall asleep and stay asleep naturally. Solace and feel the calming effects of this extensively researched sleep and relaxation aid. For more information on Solace, call toll-free 877-533-7066 or visit the website at takesolace.com. That's take, SOLUS.com.
What is it?
Show, visit my website at letstalknutrition.com. That's letstalknutrition.com. Dr. Michael Garko, host of Let's Talk Nutrition on this station. You can get more information about the show on my website at letstalknutrition.com. That's letstalknutrition.com. This is Dr. Michael Garko, and you're listening to Let's Talk Nutrition on this station. If you want to find out more about the show, visit my website at letstalknutrition.com. That's letstalknutrition.com. This is Dr. Michael Garko, host of Let's.
Let's Talk Nutrition is brought to you by American Biotech Labs, your daily immune system support. Celsius, Live Fit. CV Sciences, from seed to shelf. New Chapter, the benefit of nature's wisdom. Jarrow Formulas, superior nutrition and formulation. Let's Talk Nutrition on the web at letstalknutrition.com. We're back from the break, so let's rejoin Dr. Michael Garko.
And here's the LTN health question of the day. This is going to be a simple true or false. True or false, okay? Not hard. In talking with Dr. Ingram, I was talking about a protocol with him. And ultimately, excluding the raw honey and excluding the oregano beeswax, excluding those two elements, how many products, supplements, botanical based products, were in his protocol. How many? Was it two, three, or four? 'Cause I mentioned them. I mentioned these products. You can get it North American Urban Spice. Go to reganol.com, and you can get them there. There are two, three, or four that constituted his protocol to support your immune system, fight off, fend off these microorganisms, address them, and keep yourself protected. Here's the number to call.
877-897-8255. That's 877-897-TALK.
What I'm sharing with you is my work with the client over this weekend. And typically, I wouldn't spend this much time with the client, but in this case, I had to because of logistics and whatnot. I also performed what's called a bioelectrical impedance analysis. Sound like you're electrocuting somebody. No, it's not at all. And what I was able to determine, I have a it's a scale, but it's also more than that. I can get fat percentage, water percentage, muscle mass, basal metabolic rate, bone density, visceral fat count, and so on. And I accurate all get out. And that all contributes to my understanding of what's going on with the client. So I have labs, medical history that she filled out, which is quite extensive, and then my nutritional physical examination with her, and then the bioelectrical impedance analysis. And there's a brand that I use called Tanita brand, and it's a body composition monitor. So you put that all together, and I was just giving you a sense of the medical history of this client. And it took a while to figure this out. You say, what do? You heard that whole constellation of issues. How you can't take it on all at once. And so the way my professors trained me and taught me from a functional medicine point of view, functional nutritional point of view, is you work on, but you try to find the one thing to work on that could have a cascade effect and would help other conditions. In this client's case, my strategy is to work on her digestive tract. She has irritable bowel syndrome. Most likely, I can have her doctor run some tests. Probably suffers from intestinal permeability, leaky gut. She might have SIBO. I suspect she suffers from SIBO, small intestinal bowel overgrowth. And I'm gonna spend the first probably 60 to 90 days focused on that digestive system. Then we're going to reassess and evaluate after 90 days and see how she's doing with that, and has it had an effect on these other health issues. Because you can't take it on all at once. And from a functional nutritional perspective, what you're trying to do is identify the cause, so that not just address the symptoms. Very complicated. I shared that with you because many of you have complicated cases and you've given up. Don't give up. Most of what this client suffers from can be addressed nutritionally. Not all of it, but most of it. Go to Clearwater, Florida. Roy, welcome to the show.
Yeah, how you doing, Doc?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing great.
What are you up to these days? Are you robbing banks? What are you doing, man?
Yeah, mostly I rob banks on Sundays when they're closed. It's easier.
Yeah, the guards aren't there, right?
Absolutely genius.
Yeah, I'll help out. I got a real fast car. We'll do that together.
Bonding.
I'll be your driver, Roy.
All right.
Oh,
okay,
man.
I'll trust you on that, but you're only getting 10%.
I'll take it. I'll take it. Big haul, we'll do okay. Oh man, we got to have a sense of humor, don't you think, Roy?
Oh, you got to go through life. You got to be able to laugh at yourself. That's the key to life.
Yeah, I think you're right. Don't take ourselves so darn seriously. So, how many products were in that protocol? How many botanical-based products were in Dr. Ingram's protocol? 2, 3, or 4?
I thought 4.
You thought right, man. It was oil of wild oregano, the extra strength, the Orega spray, juice of oregano, and the Orega Resp, R-E-S-P, respiratory. Those 4 in combination, you're going to do quite well. Tell me again how old you are. I think I've asked you before.
I'm 1 week older than you.
And you always will be, my man. Oh, God almighty. That's good stuff. Well, it's nice to hear your voice. And you take care of yourself. Congratulations. You won a $25 supplement gift card.
All righty. Take it easy. Thank you.
I will. You're quite welcome. And I'll keep you up to date how I'm doing with this client. Has a lot of challenges. Highly motivated. Wants to, you listen to, and I just sketching it for you. It is truly a complicated case. It truly is. But we're going to take it one piece at a time. We're going to focus primarily on her digestive tract. I'll get that right for her, get it right, and then we'll see where we go. Thanks for tuning in today. Appreciate you. Health is your wealth. Your health is the wealth of those that care about and love you.
Everyone's raving about the newest botanical superstar hitting the store shelves nationwide. Hemp-derived cannabidiol, or CBD, has been receiving a lot of